she decided to create an amazing product called Produce, which is an all natural vegan almond milk. And most recently, during the pandemic, she was awarded the Be Good Grant Award, which is an award from Beyonce Knowles, where she picked out certain individual businesses around the US and gave money to help them further their business. And so she was chosen to be a part of that, which was an amazing honor and kind of gave her a push to kind of keep going. So I'm going to let you take it from there, Jornae. If you can tell us you kind of a little bit background of your education in health and what you do now, and also how you are a creative.
Thanks, Morgan. That was a great introduction. I want a copy of that after this is over.
Okay, I was recorded.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Jornae Rideaux, as Morgan said. I'll start off by saying, like, I was privileged in growing up in a household that valued wellness. My parents valued exercise. They valued counseling and also healthy eating. And so my journey really started there, and I've been passionate for so long about how to improve my quality of life and watching family members around me and as they age and just watching how they're progressing in life, dealing with pain and all kinds of stuff, and just saying, hey, I don't want to live like you are when I'm your age. So let me figure out what I need to do right now so that I don't end up with that type of result. So it really started out with my eating and doing just a lot of experimenting, taking stuff out of my diet, putting stuff in there, and just seeing how I would respond. And like Morgan said, when I went into college, I definitely became like a little health consultant to my roommates, and they would come to me for advice. And I started off as a business major in college because both my parents worked in business. I was like, this will come natural, and it did not. And it wasn't until my junior year that I really was exposed to the world of public health. And so at the last minute, I changed my major to economics, which I don't recommend to anyone. And I finished with economics degree and a minor in health and international business. And I got a job opportunity working for Dr. Oz's nonprofit called Health Corps. And I was based here in Houston, where I am, and at a Title I high school, and pretty much served as the Dr. Oz on campus for 2 years. It was an awesome experiment. I did everything. Taught nutrition classes, taught physical activities, had a cooking club. We had a sex ed type of lunch and learn conversation. It was great, and it's really what confirmed my interest in public health. So I continued my education and achieved a master's in public health. And then from there, I did obesity prevention, I did substance abuse prevention, I did built environment work and how that impacts your health outcomes. And that landed me where I am now, where I'm doing working for a mental health nonprofit organization as a project manager to build resilience in a minority community here in Houston. And along that journey, I was in a place where I had a lot of things going on in my life personally, and that all of that is for another day. But I've always been really great with my hands, and my first entrepreneur gig was actually at the hair salon when I was little, making friendship bracelets for the women getting their hair done. And since being at the hair salon was like a 3 to 5 hour thing, I just went around, would take orders like, hey, which colors do you want? And during that time, I would make their bracelet for them. And so it really, I mean, just always done stuff with my hair, whether it was drawing or making beauty products out of baby powder, which I don't recommend, but that's really where it started. So around 2016, I was praying about, like, what type of business can I do with my hands, and what will combine my passion for healthy living and how I really thrive with convening people and meeting people. And I'm a relator, so that's really important for me. So, like, what can I do to combine those things? And one day I was making a smoothie, and it just dropped down on me like, hey, you could make your own almond milk. And I was like, what? Why would I want to do that? And that's where it started. I, did a little research on how to get that process going. There's tons of, YouTube videos on how to make almond milk. And so I really just started winging it and trial and error of, this is what I think I wanted to taste like, and I think these different combinations will work well. And so figuring out the recipe and all of that, and that's where it begun. My business of produce milk. The name for it came in my dream because I knew that when you go into the grocery store, one of the healthiest sections in the grocery store is the produce section. And so that's where the name came from. And then I came up with the slogan, small steps produce results, meaning that when I created the business, I had Black communities in mind, because being an African American myself and having an African American family, I know we're really stubborn when it comes to making change, especially when it's health related and it doesn't always seem interesting. Feel like you're going to have to risk and give up taste. And so I just wanted the product to be so good that people will want to drink it and have it, and that it would inspire them to make other healthier choices and decisions in their lives. And so just knowing that in order to make a complete change, you have to make small steps in order to get to the full results.
Can you, with this, like with what Mo is talking about, the actual educational studies of milk and what our bodies can and cannot process, what we do and do not need, how our thought processes have evolved into understanding what we do or do not need. Can you tell us anything about the health benefits of a specific nut? I know that we're removing dairy, but why should we be focused on nut milk in general?
Personally, nut milk is so popular because of the protein aspect of it, and which can be an issue for people who have nut allergies, of course. But so it's just a great alternative to the cow's milk because of the protein content, and especially for someone that is a vegetarian or a vegan and they're missing the meat protein, to be able to get it from plants in the form of a nut is very beneficial. So there's other benefits of minerals and vitamins within almonds. I don't know them off the top of my head, but definitely those are great benefits as well.
Absolutely. And so, like, why almond milk? Like,
Yeah.
why not hazelnut milk? Like, why is almond milk so
So
popular? Is this nut
popular.
like healthier than others, or like easier to process, or what?
So cashew milk is the easiest to process, but cashew milk, tastes great, and that's because everything that tastes better is normally not the best for you. So cashews are good, but they're high in fat. So are peanuts, right? So almonds is a great balance. I actually don't like to eat like dried or roasted almonds because it's drying in your mouth, but it just works really well to as a milk to blend it out, and it's creamy. The texture of it, at least the ones that I make. Hello, shameless plug.
Hey.
But but yeah, it works better. I haven't tried making hazelnut milk. I've definitely played with oat milk before.
I was going to ask about oat milk because that seems to be the new wave now. Is the oat
Yeah,
milk?
that's a new wave, and it's great for people that have nut allergies. That's a great alternative. I can't stand coconut, so it's like I won't create something that I'm not going to drink myself. I only could deal with coconut milk if it's in a savory dish, but I have made it before. Actually, while I was in Trinidad, was my first time making coconut milk. So yeah, you can make anything out of these nuts for sure. It's just the process. It's definitely having to do the process and
Well,
pressing
I'm
it.
going to put a plug in there for you, since you're such a creative person, to help imagine a holiday hazelnut spiced milk. Get back at me on that. That sounds good.
Yeah. I definitely get people put out their little recipes. Somebody wants me to do a banana one, which I'm like, I'm not sure how that's gonna taste texture wise.
I
But
don't
they
know
want a
about that.
banana one. They want a blueberry pie one. I'm like, okay, y'all. Well, maybe those will be like limited edition flavors. But yeah, right now I have a vanilla bean, a strawberry, chocolate, and then a chai latte. Um,
Oh,
Oh my
the
God, that's so
the
good.
the favorite is definitely the strawberry. It's actually my least favorite, because I'm not a fruity person. I don't like fruity things, but everybody loves the strawberry. They swear it tastes like yogurt. The chocolate one, they swear it tastes like the chocolate milk in the milk carton from lunchtime at school.
Oh,
Um, and the vanilla one has a little hint of cinnamon in it. So yeah, it's been great. I wanna do a matcha latte. I
ooh,
love
yes.
matcha, and I've already created a golden milk in collaboration with another uh, entrepreneur that makes turmeric paste. It's called Jinka, and so we collaborated and did a golden milk. So we need to figure out all the legal stuff with doing that type of collaboration before we start selling it. But yeah, so lots of ideas in the future for different flavors and doing different types of nut milks. Like, yeah, I think out of what both of you guys said, I think my favorite was if you want to play big, you need to pay big. And
mhm.
definitely recognizing that what used to be fun for me is not fun anymore. And just recently, really identifying with being a creative and realizing that what I enjoyed the most in this process was the ability to create a business, a brand, a recipe. And now all of this other stuff is for the bird. So the actual labor, it's like I would prefer to pay someone to do that. And so I have mentors, which I'm very grateful to be surrounded by entrepreneurs, and
100%.
so that's is great. There's definitely opportunity to collaborate because one of the biggest to dos for me is figuring out the manufacturing space, and so there's potentially other business owners that we may be able to go in together on a space and knowing entrepreneurs that also have like a health food product. So even though mine is a little is different than theirs, so there's still, you know, loops and hoops that I have to go through, but that is very much important on surrounding yourself with a community and getting to a space where, yeah, I need to pay people in order to really scale up and definitely know I can't do this on my own. And yes, it's my baby, but I am not attached to it in that way anymore. So I'm okay to release it to
Release it,
others.
right?
Hmm.
So I
Releasing can be tricky, don't you think? I mean, like,
Oh, it's
I'm talking
scary.
about very small things on my side, like as far as little snippets here and there, like a draft email or social media post or something like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like,
I,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's hard to allow that to be something that you just say, okay, I send you my blessings and go, when it's
It's
something that you've worked so hard to build up.
yeah,
How do
yeah.
you sit with that,
It's taking
Jornae?
me it's taking me 4 years to get to that point. Because just the control, wanting to have control over everything that is done. But now it's to the point where I'm like, hey, I rather somebody tell me what to do, and and I take all those steps. So. But yeah, it is scary, but in order to go big, you got to be able to take those type of risks. So,
that
um,